Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the highly anticipated Liliana episode. Fuck. Hello, boys. Say hi if you can. If you can.
Hey.
Hi if you can.
Hi if you can.
I hate you all sometimes. All right. Should we introduce ourselves or say fuck it?
No, we can vibe for a couple minutes. Let some people trickle in.
Trickle in.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, Ben C Tactics. Hello, Smith. Hello, Jay Dudley. Hello, Connor.
Hello.
Connor.
I'm Connor.
Yeah. This is my favorite episode ever. Literally, this is the reason why in the web novel, Studio Reverie had a major hiatus. This is what almost threw me off the edge. This woman almost.
If y'all could have heard the way she would just come into any call or chat, defeated and broken after trying to do anything with these chapters, you would not believe it is the same girl giggling next to me.
Giggling, I'm more like fucking choking on air right now.
Yeah, she's going hysteric. The idea is that like this, I heard tell that this was like anime original scenes in this episode.
Really? They had to make her likable.
Yeah,
they've already been successful.
They already pulled that off, yeah.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, not sadly. It's good that the character's good. I'm just saying.
Yay,
it's
so good.
It's just that
Liliana working as intended.
Maybe we just didn't trust his vision enough. I think that was our issue.
All I ask is that if y'all could take even a fraction of time today or another time, and watch. Oh my God! Just show the image. If any of you can take the time and watch the 3.5 hour long video we made on Liliana Masquerade. You can 3 times speed it. I don't care. Just give us a view. Put it on the background, mute it, whatever you want. Just help us out. Do that. And then watch this episode that's only 23 minutes long.
And probably only half of which will be the backstory.
Yeah.
And it's too Kino. It's too Kino that we could have never done this backstory justice. Because we can't sing. That's the issue with it as well. It's like she's supposed to be singing, right? But like you can't imagine the music that's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like you just have to say it as if she's saying like a poetry verse, you know.
And we almost lost half of our new subscribers due to Wolfiana. So could we imagine putting Wolfiana to sing? No.
There ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
You want to try a note?
Inspiration flashes.
Inspiration flashes.
Inspiration flashes.
Oh,
you know, it's
hello, Carl.
I know it's Carl Weezer. I heard it. I was like,
Carl Weezer to the chat. Sorry, Wolf. What did you say?
Wolfiana's dead and buried, and that's okay.
Yeah,
until she shows back up in Arc 11 and is a pivotally important character.
Do not curse me.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No! Tapei's gonna do me a huge favor. He's gonna bring her back in Arc 11, and she's gonna get murked immediately. So she's gonna be like, "Oh, guys, I'm here to save you." Like, "Wah!"
Guys, get ready for Arc 10, in which she shows back up.
And she is Arc 10. Watch, she's gonna become the reincarnated version of Super and Amelia's kid, and then we're stuck with her forever. Forever!
No, why? Why
Why did you make that laugh?
The boys know.
Don't make any laughs.
No.
Whoa.
But yeah, like, Liliana, you know, I'm getting to the point where if she does show back up in the main story, I'm not going to be upset by it.
Not after the anime.
No, not after the anime, though.
Yeah, well, the anime saved her. Literally every anime only on Twitter is like, oh my God, I don't know why you're so mean to her. Like, what's wrong? Blah, blah, blah. I've gotten to beef online.
Part of it is also the fact that, like, when you read her dialogue, it's like, I'm sure it's translated fine, but it's like, she just has the most annoying and weird phrasing of all time.
Yeah.
And, like, that doesn't really translate too well to the anime, where it just seems sort of like she's just hyperactive.
Yeah.
Like, in the web novel, it just seems like she's just saying random stuff.
She's a visual comic character in a novel.
Yeah, she's fantastic in the anime. I hate it.
It was literally the point where Kyle's Wolf and I were watching the premiere in LA, and Liliana is entertaining the whole time, and we just have this look of fear between ourselves of, oh no, she's funny.
Oh, no.
I like this. Why do I enjoy this?
Fuck. Well, without further ado, I think we have no announcements. Should we just get into this episode?
Yes.
We're by the way, guys, we're still doing interesting stuff with the podcast. We're also doing interesting stuff with the Arc 4 live reads that are going to be happening every Saturday.
Yes.
Every Friday and Saturday is usually when we upload those respectively. And
Yes.
yeah, we'll be doing that in the meanwhile, as well as you might be seeing some shorts coming up from us.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
March 15th is our 4-year anniversary. We're going to start up with Arc 6 live recordings. They'll be produced live, and then we will have the follow-up chapters when they're ready to be standalone chapters later on that are fully recorded nicely. So you guys will have that very soon. If you have not joined us before, you guys queue up your episode on your screens by yourselves, and we're going to try to time it together. We'll do 3, 2, 1, go. Press go at the same time, and I try to time it on this old TV here. Yeah, gentlemen, do we have our screens up?
Yeah.
We have our copies ready, and we're ready to play.
We sure do.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, I'll get mine up. Of course, as always, please support the official release. Hello, Greenie. Mine is a scraped version, yes, so we can see the captions, but I do not encourage this. All right. Gentlemen, are you ready? Chat ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Baby Liliana.
She's so cute.
She's even bigger headed.
Oh, her mom is hot.
Her mom looks like Yang from Ruby. Just
That's
full
a good
stop
point.
immediately.
Oh, I didn't expect her voice to sound like that. Troop. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
The
Liliana.
maracas.
This is Kyle's first Baldur's Gate character everywhere we went.
Yep.
She had better buns.
Oh my god.
But who doesn't love a bard?
You know what? They're actual songs, you know?
Yeah, that was good.
That was crazy.
My lulire.
She's
Yeah,
got to
she
play it
doesn't
like
know
a
how to
cello
play it.
until she grows bigger. Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh, never goes bigger.
Stars.
She looks like such a baby with her cheeks. Oh?
Guilty little fangs. We all gotta start somewhere.
Oh!
This is Kyle singing Chug Jug.
Fuck. That's mean. What the fuck? Mine's better.
This is the only version of Liliana singing that Iron Mouse ever sees and judges her for it.
So true. Oh, that's so true.
Fuck. Why are you comparing me to Liliana?
Ah, my head. My brain is.
It trembles.
What brain? It's like a peanut in there. He looks
That's a
very
good point.
familiar. He looks like Appa guy.
Do you reckon he's like Cadamon's brother or something?
That would be
That'd be cool.
crazy.
I mean, it's not impossible.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Source ain't right.
Please do.
Please do.
Oh, look, he's doing the poses.
Rabbit.
Okay, be careful of rabbits.
She's gonna make it big.
Minstrel King.
Watashi wa Naru.
Yay!
Kaizo Dori.
Opening. Okay,
It was a
well,
long, cold open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her parents are already a lot nicer than they seemed in the web novel. They're a little weird, but
I mean, they're bards. Well, one's a bard,
Yeah.
one's a merchant. It seems like. Or
Yeah.
caravan,
I'm not even sure if that was supposed to be her dad, or if it was just like she has a mom here and you're not supposed to assume
Well,
otherwise.
yeah, maybe, but
oh.
I don't think she called him that. She said like mama a few times, but never papa or Tucson.
yeah, maybe it's just somebody who her mom's traveling with. Yeah.
Somebody that you used to know. She seems like she could be fatherless.
Yeah, it's the dad.
She could be fun.
The dad that stepped up.
The mom just doesn't know which of the other performers are the dad and just went with it.
Some Mamma
point.
Mia shit.
Hmm.
Good for her.
Sounds honestly very plausible.
Hey, just in time, Andre. I think this will be a great episode for you.
That's a good point.
After great protests from others, I changed the original thumbnail. It was Priscilla. She looked great. I thought it was awesome.
Well, what
Honestly,
doesn't
it's
Priscilla
very
look
apt
great?
that the episode called Liliana Masquerade should actually have Priscilla on the cover.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
We
she's
didn't
pretty
know
good.
the other day.
Speaking of,
Oh my gosh, she Ooh,
I'm
she
shocked
flies.
that they aren't just doing the whole thing.
Whoa!
nice recover.
that is a deep cut.
Ooh,
The gems.
broken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't,
No?
you can't say yeah to that.
I
The
thought it
boys can
was-
say yeah to that.
Oh, I meant it from the web novel.
Yeah, it's just from the road novel.
I mean, it does happen, but yeah, we understand.
Another mention of Iris and the Thorn King. Whatever that
Mhm.
is.
Part of her past. Damn.
Oh, the sound design.
Her voice is deeper too. Damn.
Wrath.
Is that right?
Yeah, reminder for anyone in the chat, but the archbishops are meant to be like opponents and enemies of the sin that they represent.
True.
It is-
They all do. Yeah.
Ideally, a thing of irony that they embody it.
Except
naturally.
for Gluttony. Yeah. Who doesn't really seem to care.
I think the irony from Gluttony comes from the emaciation look.
And the fact they have to share it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeet.
We're just too strong for your mind melding powers.
Is it weird that I feel like being next to Priscilla is a safer situation than being next to Reinhard?
Depending
no,
who you are.
Depends.
I think it depends on the scenario.
Wrath is bad, but it is the only gift you receive from your husband. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
your husband,
queen.
Yeah. Yeah, just one gift is not enough.
Damn. I have puny numbers compared to Priscilla.
Step up your numbers.
Clearly,
step
fuck
up
your
your
next, Chase. Fuck. But does he even know who you are?
Ooh, loved. Past tense. Serious.
A leap? Holy moly.
Let's
Nice.
go!
Oh no.
All of it. Wow.
Oh shit!
All in one go. Why are you smiling? I see you smiling. That's disrespectful.
I am the manager, Karen.
Ooh, what a nice reverb on that leap.
Ah, yeah. I can show you
Pioneer.
real fire.
Trailblazer of fire.
Yes.
Oh,
Woohoo!
sick.
Oh, that's sick.
Exactly.
Do you hear her
Oh, that makes
English
sense.
words in there?
Yeah. From Al.
Mm-hmm. Just like Betty.
Exactly.
Big Betty.
Big B and Little B.
Big B.
And she's cooked.
She needs to do some workout.
Yeah.
Yee,
Leg day.
Kiritaka.
I wonder if being close to those flames, if you aren't like Priscilla's target, would actually feel hot or not.
In the web novel, she was like cooking away. That's why I was confused. But here, it
She's
seems like she's
sweating.
sweating.
You could probably. It'd be the kind of thing where you could probably feel some sort of heat, but it wouldn't like burn, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
like
not
that's the
gonna kill
idea.
her.
Is that it?
That's the idea.
This makes way more sense than the web novel did when I was reading it.
Look,
Yes,
it-
Liliana.
Here it is.
Oh my god. This is like... This is 2 chapters. Fuck. Cry. Make it good.
And then she blows up.
Starts playing Wonderwall.
Oh my god.
As if
Man,
her
her parents
parents...
just let her go.
Oh, not eat the mushrooms. Oh no.
Oh, that's why she's small. She got a mushroom from Mario.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, I can't believe
That's
her
crazy.
parents did let her go. I guess it works with their lifestyle, but...
Yeah, nomadic lifestyle. And you know, the age that you can be on your own is different in this world.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. That is worth nothing.
Oh, one copper. Dragon
One copper
Stone.
piece.
Nice!
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Really?
I love this
No,
gif.
no.
I've seen it so many times.
Oh my god.
Our newest sticker.
Liliana soup.
Liliana being flushed down a drain.
Flushed away.
Appas.
Oh, maybe. Actually.
Oh,
Oh,
that's crazy.
Oh my god. Here's your sister.
Oh, there's
Brother.
that.
The bag over her.
Oh.
Oh my god, Liliana.
Why is that actually sad?
so
What,
is this
Tess?
implying that her outfit is just what she's had for years and has never been able to afford anything else?
Oh,
No, Kiritaka obviously could have paid for anything that she wanted.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
but I think the original stuff, she must have, like, adapted over time. Oh, her lips are so dry. This is my favorite part of the chapters, though. Her backstory was amazing.
It's because we didn't have Wolfiana in it.
For real.
Ryder
Read
Flugel.
Flugel.
Flugel name
Whoa!
drop!
Well,
It's gonna go absolutely insane.
We're gonna have to.
Either, like, Rain or Flugel.
We're gonna have to go back to that in a few. Oh, her little lips.
And she's dead.
And that was the end of the world.
Just the cut there is so brutal.
But then, the dew on your face, Liliana. It rained last night. Maybe, I don't know.
What is that music in the background?
Hey, that's a lot of water. I thought there was going to be like a cavern or like crevice right before that she didn't see and she'd fall down.
It's the only salt water in the entire ReZero world.
Yeah, true. There's no salt water in the ReZero world, actually.
Yeah.
I remember that fact.
Chip chip.
Though
Is
much
this
of the water...
Teresia's flowers?
Oh, the flower.
No,
No.
it couldn't be.
No.
Do you
no.
like flowers?
Do you like flowers?
Epiphany.
Your little liar's gonna get wet.
In your clothes.
Well, that's pretty. The clothes will dry.
Inspiration flashes?
Inspiration flashes!
Exactly. It's inspiration flashes.
Oh, she's back.
He looks homeless.
Oh.
They're like, what the fuck? She can sing?
When did this happen?
I guess I'll leave you 2 copper pieces.
I'll do you better.
I'll double your wage.
What? Oh, it was.
Didn't take long.
Welcome in, Jay Napalm. I was like, why is there a respawn sound? Ooh, gold crimson. Okay. Wow.
She hustling.
I'm enchanted.
I was afraid of this.
Why?
Why'd they make
That
her
That it
so
was
much
going
better?
to be really good.
I mean, it has to be. Let's be real. How are they gonna sell? Fuck, she's good. Ooh. Nope. Oh, Ghost Kiritaka.
Man, too bad Kirita's dead.
Ritaka's past. This is such a shame.
Rip. Ah!
Priscilla just wanted to have a soundtrack while she was fighting.
Honestly, can you blame her? Oh my gosh, you can see her garter belt. Oh my
Her garter,
gosh.
yeah. I was noticing that too.
Thank you.
we know the layers of her design. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like honestly, the fact that we already saw her drawn down to that is it's interesting that came back.
Hey, yo, the foreshadowing.
Why do we notice these things? Focus on the episode.
You know, Ed made a great analysis
this is
that
the
I'm going to come
episode
back
right
to.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Serious.
Oh.
It's just gotten serious.
Ah!
Oh my god.
And she's dead.
That would burn her. Liliana's just getting owned by everybody. Whoa, wait.
That's what you think.
Oh.
Oh my god,
No,
that's,
that's
so
sick.
Well,
good.
I have so many questions with how they visualize that now. Oh, is she just up there? Oh, she's just up there. Down she goes. Oh, she's so pretty with her hair down.
Damn. That was sick.
What did you
Pocket
do?
dimension.
Oh, okay.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Huh?
Omae wa shinderu.
You got
Nani?
speed whip.
Oh,
Holy-
damn! She got trunks.
Oh!
Oh, right. She cut through it all, yeah.
Holy shit, Priscilla.
Damn.
Huh?
Oh, into the water.
Yeet!
I wonder how
It's
something's
devoured
gonna
by water
happen.
dragons.
Yeah, you just see.
Wow.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, same.
Oh. Oh, down she
And gone.
goes.
Tombstone. Wasn't that bad.
He could have been better.
You have my sincerest praise.
I'm gonna save you.
3.5 hours in one episode.
And dead.
Oh my god!
Belly flop.
That's crazy.
Dynamic entrance.
It's crazy how much Kiritaka looks
I
like
heard you from
C-Dog
across
VA.
the city.
Right?
Is-
You guys
Imagine T-posing for dominance as a belly flop into the water. In a full suit.
What's the end credits gonna be? We got a bit of time. We got 2.5 minutes. Almost 3.
Oh, so true. Wow, that was a fast episode, huh?
That
Fuck.
went by so fast. God damn.
Yeah, there'd be
I have
end
to wait a
credits.
whole
Thank
week
you,
to watch
Andre.
more? That's not cool.
Fuck. Next should be. What do you think? Is it gonna be Alan Lust or
Yeah,
Teresa?
probably.
Like our end credits or like the next
Oh,
episode?
Next episode. I guess we'll see.
Next
at the end
episode is going to
credits.
do absolutely we're going to get the culmination of the Regulus and everything fight
Yeah.
Possible, yeah.
because other stuff has to wait for that.
Yeah, because that happens beforehand. Because Super. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
A whole episode without Subaru.
Let's
That's
see.
true.
A treat.
I'm going to bet dollars to donuts that they're putting Subaru and Amelia in the end
I was
credits.
about to say,
maybe.
yeah, we're gonna have
Lead into
the
it.
after credits here is gonna be super intermediate.
Or will it be Al because of Priscilla?
Oh, Louis, that's funny. They said the Kiritaka T-pose is them whenever a new episode of ReZero releases.
You just dive into it. Yeah.
Boop.
That's glorious.
The same ghost Kiritaka that
Yeah, I
was
was-
lifting up Liliana.
Right,
Hey, it's all the trick to the rest of the main cast for Subaru.
Hey guys, let me show you this fun little trick before you get out of here.
Do you know if
I
you
will-
simp for someone enough, you can be with them invisibly?
You were fucking right. You were fucking right. Fuck you all.
Just to remind you about the star thing before you forget after 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so nice to have a visual. Corleones! His voice dropped 12 octaves.
Yeah, he's trying to sound tough.
That's crazy. This song. Is that motifs of?
Mm-hmm. Nice dodge, Subaru.
Tact of Heroes.
I'm just screaming for his leg.
I know, every time he lands on it, I wince in pain.
Ah! Ah!
I like that Reinhardt is still not back from the moon.
Yeah.
He's on a little vacay.
Canonically slower than Invincible.
Damn.
There we go. Little bit of exposition at the end.
Holy shit. Okay, well, let me just quickly get us back to where we were going to talk about before.
Oh my goodness.
It's
The
peak.
episode.
It's
Oh.
peak. How's everyone doing? That was crazy. I hate how good it was.
I will not lie. I did tear up a little with her song during the Priscilla fight.
Ugh.
I mean, the voice actor has such a beautiful voice, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's incredible.
They both dub and sub, like, fantastic decisions. Just, I hate it. I hate how good it is. It makes me so mad.
Priscilla stuff was so cool too.
It really
was.
is. There are
Yeah.
things I want to talk about that we can't talk about in front of Kyle's, though.
Well, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll do the anime only. It's probably going to be a lot shorter.
Of course.
I will go away for 2 minutes so you guys can freak out. You can let the chat know and me know when to come back for, like, Arc 5 and beyond, or Arc 6 beyond spoilers. I
Yep.
have some questions of theories that I've just clicked in my head since I saw some things, so I will say
Oh,
that for
here we
spoilers.
go. Get your tinfoil hat on.
I will go
Mhm.
make one.
Go get your tinfoil hat and come back.
Girl, put your records on.
Put your tinfoil hat on. Tell me your favorite theory. I don't know.
One thing I will bring up before we get too into it is I was watching a little bit of Ed's analysis of the first episode of season 3, and he was breaking down Liliana's reactions to Priscilla in what was it? It was when she was getting naked, and he was talking about how Liliana is definitely a reflection of us and how we react, but also the fact that Priscilla is just so strong and confident that she could just get naked and not give a shit about anything, and she just knows what's going on, and it's insane just how, I don't know, she is unflinching, unwavering. There's like no sense of insecurity in this woman at all, ever.
No, yeah. I mean, this episode showcased that perfectly. I mean, her philosophy was kind of laid bare, and I mean, I just love her so much. She's like, the love that you have, which everyone's sharing the same thought. I'd rather love everybody despite all their differences. Like that makes so much more sense to Priscilla. And even though everyone's different and she knows that there's going to be conflict around, she's confident who she is to the extreme, to the point in which nothing can shake her. You know,
I want
whether
to be
it's
her.
getting nude in front of somebody else or, you know, kicking people's asses. She does everything confidently and she knows her own potential and power.
Yes.
I think that's what this season is doing a really good job of showcasing her with, of the difference between what seemed like just pure arrogance in season 1.
Egoism, yeah.
And then here it's almost like she just knows that what she is doing is right and that she like knows the best thing to do and that it's going to work out.
It seems like she does the right thing. Like there's never been a moment where Priscilla is doing something in the name of something entirely selfish, you know?
Yeah.
Aside from being a little racist when she first meets Amelia.
Just a little, just a tad.
She's a tad bit racist.
But who isn't a tad bit racist against elves in this universe, you know?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think
That's why it's only a tad bit racist, not notably racist.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
Love that.
to most people, it's like the genesis of that feeling for Priscilla wasn't like bad. It was like more like this is a threat, obviously. You know, like so it comes from a less than selfish place, and I guess that's the sort of thing that you kind of learn about Priscilla throughout this arc up to this point, which is just that she will always act in the best interest of other people, as well as, you know, like her confidence is not misplaced.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 100%.
She can
And,
back
like-
up her words. It's like a lot of it that she can talk shit, but she is also able and willing to to walk the
Yeah,
walk behind
and
it.
even her faith in Liliana shows that she's not so arrogant that she can't rely on people's help. Like she planned this, encounter with Wrath and knew perfectly that she would be able to best Wrath, and she ended up doing so without really any casualties. I think
Mhm.
like that sort of thing. Everybody else is sort of like in a state where they don't really know what they're supposed to be doing. But Priscilla only took Liliana with her, and they took down a Synarch Bishop, where everybody else has to team up. 6 people plus like 4 like guards for gluttony. Like times 3. For the fact that Ricardo or time plus 2 in terms of like
Mhm.
Ricardo and Julia's, and then like everybody else there, and then your strongest fighter has to be with your strongest tactician to beat one of them, or try to beat one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, Lust, like the 1v1s are obvious, but like yeah, she does so confidently and without any hitch really. Like this went exactly to her plan because she knew exactly that her and Liliana's power completely counters Sirius.
Mhm.
Just by like no, just by hearing what it did, she knew that she had the best potential matchup against her.
Yeah.
Well, I
think it's
wonder if
also-
she could. Oh, sorry, I'll get it to you in a second. If she could almost, like, she's saying, "I knew I had like the right feeling about you," or however she phrased it at the
Yeah.
end here.
Mhm.
That when she
Mhm.
first did hear Liliana singing and performing, um, that she just did have an understanding that she had a genuine power over people.
Yes, I
Mhm.
think so. I think what that kind of infers is that like she had an intuition that her talent as a songstress was also magical in some respect. She had a
Mhm.
blessing. I
I
think
want to.
that is because when you look at the episode, like a couple episodes after, like when Subaru leaves and she catches it and she figures out that like, oh, he returned by death, or like she doesn't imply that she knows that something happened, judging by the way Sirius or Subaru's reacting, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
look at Sirius, and yeah, she has a great intuition for these things. So I
The
think like that shows her planning and skill on that front.
Go ahead, Wolf.
I was gonna say I think it's also really cool to show that Reinhard is not like completely infallible, and that
Mhm.
like for instance Reinhard is considered the strongest, right? But Priscilla like sorts this situation in a way Reinhard never could have, right?
Mm-hmm.
True.
And I think it's a really cool showing of okay, just because Reinhard is the strongest does not necessarily mean he's always the answer.
Mhm. Each person in this major battle in Pristella has something to bring to the table that's different from another. Just like
Mhm.
Subaru is helping like Reinhard with his fight,
Yes,
like
exactly.
Garf and
Because-
Wilhelm in theirs. Like everybody's perfectly matched up almost.
Because also in relevance to that as well, right? Like Reinhard has never had that person fight with him on equal terms before,
Mm-hmm.
and say let's cover up each other's weaknesses. And I think this is a really cool showing of like, yeah, like Reinhard is not perfect, despite because I think for a lot of the community, especially anime onlys that have just been hyped up on Reinhard, sometimes like would have been like, oh wait, so he's just like he'll win every scenario. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Priscilla has won out on this scenario, you know?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think like one thing that I kind of notice is that, in this arc, it kind of shows that like no matter how strong of a fighter you might be, the discord sown by the Synarch Bishop's, appearance here means that the chaos that they kind of have, if you don't understand your fellow man while you're fighting them, they will always exploit that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their biggest strength as combatants, is that they know exactly how to, twist and manipulate things. Look how like Lust is like operating right now. She knows exactly how to get her knife under people's skin, like, fingernails, and kind of dig around in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think like that is her biggest strength, like Lust, but also like that is the biggest weakness of a lot of the camps coming together to fight at the moment, which is just the fact that unless your Subaru has this amazing empathetic gift to all the people there,
Mm-hmm.
and also like an insight that they could never glean because of his perspective. But like without that, they'd be in chaos and disarray, right? Because
Right.
you know, the same thing with like Priscilla. Priscilla has this great intuition about who is capable and who's not, in a similar way to Subaru has, in fact.
Mhm.
And I think like that means that they're both very capable of going against these archbishops in this perilous time.
Hmm. I think, yeah, I think also what Mickey pointed out too with the way she's always at Al, but also uses his words is kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, they've been here for a while now, you know, together.
Hmm. Shifting a little bit before we get too much into Priscilla, because I know
Yeah,
that's going to lead into spoilers. Question about the Liliana referencing Ride or Flugel. We know Flugel's been mentioned a bunch. Has Ride been before? And what the?
Yeah.
How does she know about Ride and Flugel?
Well, you know, it's very interesting. The first time we hear about Ride is, by name exactly, is one of what's it? Garfield's
Garfield's
references.
Yeah, one of his idioms
oh, right.
that he says
That's
is,
right.
you know, even the sword saying Ride laughed at the face of a dragon, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. I remember that. Okay.
And
So common
that-
figure.
yeah, it's a common figure down in history. They all know that, and that's why you mentioned Flugel too. Flugel has a tree named after her in Lagunica. It's a folklore history that she is saying. Like even in this backstory, she's like, I tell the stories of these two great heroes, Flugel and Ride, and their stories have been passed down. And that's the reason why when she sees Subaru, she's like, I need to tell songs about you
Yes,
because
exactly.
I need to find the new heroes of the world. I'm only talking with the old heroes.
Yeah,
you know?
because
Okay,
Well, it's
makes
also
sense.
go ahead.
it's like from like an understanding of the way people view morality in this world as well. It's kind of like fashioned after some of these heroes, especially for Lagunica in particular.
Yeah.
It's very much it's a very important cultural aspect.
I also think in the history of Lagunica and of the world of ReZero, there has only been two things that they can definitively all agree about, which is that the sage and the hero save the world, and
the dragon.
Yeah, and the dragon, and we all revere them in some way for doing so.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, at this point, like the references we have for Reed are Garfield's, and had we got the like other very common reference that's probably come up, I don't know if it's been mentioned by name yet.
I don't think so.
I don't think
My
so.
knowledge is so jumbled because I go back from anime only to Arc 6 web novel to this.
They haven't said the dragon. No,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
And then with Flugel, we have Flugel's tree, and as well as Petalgus mentioning that he has the box from Flugel that
but
holds
that's
the sloth witch factor. But then at the beginning of our episode here, when Liliana is hanging out with her mom, who I definitely want to have a minute to talk about, she mentions that there is a song, or at least a performance, about Reed.
Yes.
Right? Like her actual words are Reed the Master Swordsman. So it's referencing that he is like Reed the Sword Saint.
And that builds on top of how important, like, the fact Wilhelm has a song too, right? Like, everyone loves Wilhelm, he's really cool. But him having a whole, like, full act story as songs is relevant in that song of, oh, whoa, like, he's a hero in living memory. Someone that Subaru and all of these other people who are trying to be heroes in the modern day are trying to emulate, right?
Exactly, because he was the hero of the Demi-Human War.
Yeah, I think her song was the Sword Demon's Love Song Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2,
that she played earlier.
And it was right when Reinhard and Wilhelm are just staring at each other, making pancakes.
But it adds that feeling of like culture and history and mythology of like, whoa, there's these stories of these great heroes, like old and new, that are always echoing throughout, and Liliana is the example of the people that tell those stories.
Yeah,
and it's really cool to see that cultural thing that I think you probably wouldn't appreciate as much with that feeling of like, oh, this is just random world building, right? But it's relevant and important.
And really taking the modern context of the world today, it's kind of hard to imagine that at one point in time, the only way that you can appreciate these massive figures who have so much influence is either if they're like literally owning you, like as your king, or if you know, somebody sings a song about them or is like passes by through a caravan and is like, hey, did you hear about this guy? This guy's really cool. You
Yeah,
know?
through that oral
There
tradition.
once was a hero named Ragnar the Red.
Yeah.
See, I think it's
yeah.
crazy that there is a song written about them personally that are still alive and they can hear their historical song. That is what blows my mind with this.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
stuff.
I mean,
but it's cool. It makes sense.
I mean, even like today, it's kind of funny to think, but like in ways, some people do have songs made about them. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not even in ways. Like, there are artists who just explicitly
Miller,
make songs
Donald
about
Trump.
other people.
Mm-hmm.
We have tons of songs about people who fought in World War II and they're still alive.
Yeah, moves like Jagger. You know, like that's a funny example of it. But like that's the first thing that came.
Donald
to my head.
Trump by Mac Miller.
Mhm.
Yeah, like literally, people. It's a tradition that's been around since the dawn of history. It's a good way of communicating who people are.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is there anything else we want before we chase away our anime onlys? Because I have to pee anyways.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. Liliana's mom? Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
She's great. Just this is an amazing design for her, and I like that it's showing that Liliana's like shortness is not like a genetic thing. It's related to how much she was actively starving to death for what looked like years there for a while.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's very funny. Her wearing a bag on her head was also very funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it was sad, but it was funny. It was like she was carrying a bag of apples. She just threw all the apples on the street, put it on her head.
It's also really sad in that showing of like Liliana's mum not only not caring enough maybe to look as hard as she possibly could, but also moving on so quickly.
Yeah.
I think the thing was that Liliana was a stubborn girl and she wanted independence immediately. And her parents didn't care enough, or rather, maybe their lifestyle is such that they're like, yep, that sounds good. Maybe Liliana's mom had a similar experience when she was growing up, you know? I think that's something that you kind of infer because, you know, when you're traveling all your life, you kind of develop this idea that, you know, that's a normal thing. You know, independence is more important than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it was still a decent amount of time before they did actually move on and have another child.
They didn't seem cool with Liliana either.
Not at all. My understanding for at least this interpretation is that she actively ran away to go do her own thing.
Yeah. She declared that she was going to. They're like, what are you talking? Like, huh? And then.
And it, like, her mom was right. It took Liliana what appears to be maybe like 10 years before she could start actually doing the performances correctly.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what she said at the beginning. It's like, you need 10 years before you start picking that stuff. For now, just stand to the side and shake the maracas.
Enjoy the maraca shaking.
Be the backup music.
Yeah, she wanted always to be the lead vocalist, but, you know, her mom, you know, very good herself, so it's no surprise that she was always in her shadow, even at a young age.
Mm-hmm. We love that.
Especially when she's filled up with these stories of this great hero ride. Like the thing of, let's play that song next and let's hear that story again. Like, she has these heroes in her head that she wants to like follow after, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's even like turning to them for like guidance and inspiration in her like desperate moments, right?
Inspiration flashes.
Yeah, she even, you know, looks to the stars for inspiration, which I think is fun. Like, there's this idea of like, you know, the history of like travelers, you know, everybody's under the same sky, you know, that sort of feeling.
Yeah.
And it was also like her ability to sing and improve only really manifested when she started like applying it to like others as well. Like, it isn't just her story and like the thing that she wants to sing.
She couldn't just follow after other people. She had to make her own path.
All right. Anything else from anime only safety territory?
Those Kiritaka scenes were just as amazing to watch as they were to voice act. I love them.
Fuck yes.
Liliana. I mean,
I'm coming!
Voice actor is really, really talented. Her screams of anger, exactly right. I think she did an amazing job. Somebody who voiced those scenes beforehand. Yeah, they're that aggressive. Yeah, I think that's right.
I think some of the visuals in some of this episode were just so awesome. The way they visualized some stuff.
I mean, I love the fire effects.
Yes.
The white fire especially. Like, come on, that's so cool. I never expected that to be the color of Priscilla's flames, but now that they're there, I can't think of a better choice.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
All right. If you wanted to run off for a couple minutes, Kyle's, I am going to put in a your
We'll do
warning.
anime only spoiler, and then we'll also have a little queue up for anybody who has not read the web novel past arc 6, I guess.
This will be it's 7 spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to arc 7 spoilers. They will put in the chat when it's ready. I'm going to run away for a few minutes so I don't hear anything. They will put in the chat and also my my Discord. So I'll leave it on for you guys, and I'm a peace out. Let me.
Will you pin that before you step away?
Yeah, be careful, guys. Tread carefully.
Tread carefully.
But to our anime only
Thanks,
fans,
Andre.
we love you. Thank you for coming as always. We will see you next week.
Come
It's
back.
going to be amazing.
Oh, great.
Yeah, of course.
Episode
Come
9.
on back and come to all of our arc 4 live reads. I think you'll enjoy it as well as we do it. It's live voice acted with our cast, and you'll be able to experience something in the past with a new twist, a bit of a refreshment,
Yay.
as well as some more details that you might have missed from the anime's adaptation. So that'd be great.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You
See you
guys
then.
take your time with your analysis. Pop it in the chat. I can entertain myself for a few minutes. I'm turning the volume low on my headphones, but you guys will be fine.
Perfect. All right, last warning for y'all. Arc 7 spoilers ahead.
Ye be danger.
Very rarely do we spoiler arc 7 on this after segment, the spoiler section segment, but I guess we might as well because it's the best way to talk about this going forward.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of the only way to really discuss the fact, like getting to visually see her soul marriage technique in action,
Yeah.
and like the shattering of all the pieces there is.
It's so cool.
When I originally read this, I mean, I knew it was her power. I just couldn't fathom what it was. But like the juxtaposition between her fight with herself and Sirius is so perfect that the setup for it now makes so much sense. Like, every single word that they're saying means so much to them both because of what they both know about each other and each other's power. Like the fact that they're talking about love, like, yeah, of course, Sirius's authority is about love in her eyes, right? It's about connection and becoming one. Whereas, you know, of course, Priscilla's idea of love is the idea that she puts everyone is independent in their own ways. They don't need to understand each other. They just need to care about each other enough. You know, I think that power triumphing over Sirius's here makes so much sense to me, and it's so it's so interesting. I mean, like, I'm sad that we didn't get to see her use it on anybody. Of course, it's not going to happen yet. But like,
I mean, I think the implication is that she has used it on Liliana here, and it's like she's gotten it like these gems. I'm guessing probably from like Schultz. If I had to put
or
money on it,
husbands. Who knows?
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
She mentioned getting like gifts from
her husband.
from each of them. I think you're exactly
That's
right.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
And as she said, she wasn't necessarily opposed to any of these people. You know, she cared about their gifts enough and what they thought of her enough to have the technique work. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that's an interesting point of her character as well. Is that
which adds the value of her losing them, right?
Yeah, and it shows her like her lack of shallowness, and it also shows why she's angry here. You know, like the fact that she, even though a lot of those people were marrying her for a sense of vanity or like a sense of, you know, ownership, you know, over somebody so young.
We assume that we only know really like her last one did. The rest of them weren't as much like that that we know of.
Who knows? But like, well, we know of one who definitely wasn't. But, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a marriage in quotes.
yeah, that was only. That's what I mean.
That was an adoption.
Yeah, it was adoption, pretty much. Yeah, and the idea is that like her care and passion for her abilities translates over and beats Sirius's because it's genuine. And I think that this matchup is so important thematically for those reasons. It makes so much sense. I mean, like, yeah, I really like it. I love the fact that like we see the way that the Yang sword works here. This part you'll kind of forget about until you watch Arc 7 or like read Arc 7 again. Because like there's a moment I remember we were all doing the live read and we both like, oh yeah, that's how the fire works. It only cuts what it. Oh, but yeah, that's right. It burns what it wants to burn because it comes back up there, and then we're like, oh right, that's how the sword works, right? Yeah.
It's just so cool to see the sunlight energy running out visually.
Yeah, because we had recently, read about how it doesn't, like, the cloud cover of a different scene was causing it to, like, not be at its full.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, she pulls it out in the middle of the night, and I'm wondering if that was, like, an animation mistake in the skybox, but
I
guess it can just charge up.
Yeah.
Well, I think
also makes sense, because can you imagine, like how, like, historically useless it would be with how many battles happen at night?
Yeah, just fight at night, yeah.
Like...
Beat the king of Lakia, just fight at night.
Yeah.
Well, if it means that the Yang sword has like a battery to it, which is exactly what like someone in the chat just mentioned, then that also further clarifies why they only want one person to be able to use it.
Yes, right. Exactly, because it splits the power. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, because then it's not necessarily splitting the power; it's splitting how long one can use it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because everyone can use it. I mean, like, when they want to, any royal who has a claim on the throne can use the power, right? You see them all use it effectively. But then it's like, okay, when they all have it, then like, why don't they all have it all out at all times? And it's like, yeah, it's because it's split so much that they can barely even really use it.
Well, if any of them start using it, then the rest of them are going to get upset with them for it.
Mm-hmm.
True. And also, I think one of the reasons why Priscilla is avoiding using it so much is because, like the idea is that, people will be more aware, oh, Priscilla's fighting right now. I wonder if Vincent is somewhere and he's like, I feel something.
Well, he makes the point of like almost never using it, probably for that reason, to make sure that Priscilla has access to it.
Power. Yeah, power.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. 100%. A good big brother. Yeah.
But like on the topic of like her soul marriage, like that alongside Liliana's divine protection, as like one is J power explicitly derived from effectively empathy and love, and the other one being something that's so selfless, it's about giving her voice. As like Kiritaka says, like the voice, well, your music and your voice is for everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only Liliana belongs to him, I think that was a good point of it. I didn't realize that Kiritaka like cared about Liliana herself. Like basically what he's saying is like, I only care about you as you. I don't care about you as a songstress. I think that
it's also really cool, like having that. Me knowing now with the foreshadowing of this being another like theoretical technique that's only ever been talked about that can be brought to light with these two powers intersecting, right?
Yes.
Which is so cool.
Yes, that's the reason why I was able to be. It is only really theoretical. Brainwash people with the power, right? But to reverse the brainwashing after it happens, you have to have somebody like Liliana's power get into their heads and then, convince them out, snap them out.
Yeah.
Well, like so,
powerful emotion, right?
As well as part of it is that with the way that Wrath's ability works, if Liliana ever fell under the control and died, or even if that influence could still apply there, that's going to hit to everyone else. So as part of that as well, Priscilla has almost secured her life by using this technique on her. And I'm wondering if that's how she survived, like, the building's initial collapse and attack, and then it falling on her into the water.
True. I do wonder if she used it here. I mean, maybe. I think there is a few visual indicators that maybe she... But the visual indicator that I mean, of course, that we know...
That we were waiting for like, actually empowering her to show up.
When, like, the eye thing happens with, like, the flaming eye and stuff like that, that seems very clearly the signature thing for the ability, the soul marriage technique.
For when they're like actively drawing on her power, yes. But like there is still this sort of connective part of it as well that we see more from like Tanza and everything.
Yeah. True. I was wondering if there's going to be like a more clear visual indicator of it.
At least we got the loved items and gifts breaking to keep her alive.
Yeah, I think there will definitely be a better visual indicator of it later on. I just think trying not to draw too much emphasis onto it.
Right, which is why I was thinking like it might have been used to save her when the building collapsed and they lost sight of her.
That's why
then you see her standing perfectly fine on it as it falls. It hits the water and everyone's under the assumption that it's crushed her, but we see her later floating away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
So it could have popped up then and there as a possibility. I was
No, I
just
think-
happy to see more references to it this early.
Yeah.
I mean, the other cool thing that I think, I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's not exactly huge spoiler territory, but the way they visualized Sirius pulling out
Yeah, I was like, what? She can do what now?
We can save that for when we
Oh,
bring
yeah.
Kyle's back though as
Carl,
well.
yeah.
I don't think there's anything else super like
Relevant
post
spoiler-wise.
Arc 5 that we need to mention.
Yeah, there's nothing
yet.
really else we need to chat about here.
Okay. Then I will put it here. Arcs 5 spoilers ahead. Nothing past Arc 5, please. And I'll let Kyle's know.
Yes, the reason why the Authority doesn't Priscilla is obviously because as Siri said, like I've never met someone like you who can't even empathize with me a little. And the reason why is because Priscilla is diametrically opposed to the very concept of the power that Sirius is using.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very interesting. And boop, hey, welcome back.
Hello. I won't read the chat. I genuinely am like, no thought head empty. How'd that
Welcome
chat
back.
go? How'd you guys feel? Good.
Good.
Good, yeah,
It was
yeah.
exciting
It was
stuff
nice to chat
see.
about. Yeah.
So
Okay.
you had theories that
Yes,
you wanted to talk
Kay.
about.
So when Priscilla, oh, perfect. I think it's right here. When she uses her clip and it comes out of her hair. I'm gonna put it right here. I think it's right there. Okay, the way she comes back is kind of how I visualized Al's power would work with Capella. Does she learn
agree.
something from Al? And can they share some sort of affinity, or did he come to her because they have that kind of similar affinity?
I mean, I thought the reforming was more like how Reinhardt's worked than Al's, because Al's is assumed to be like a more similar to Subaru's, and that it like resets him.
Okay, so Al's is more like a respawn point, but in the actual fight itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Al quick saves.
Okay, quick. Oh, fuck, he saves scums. But Priscilla's
I
is
mean,
more
literally.
like...
He saves thumbs, yeah.
Okay, and Priscilla's is more like the Phoenix power.
At least
type
that's
thing.
what the animation there
It reminds
implied.
me of.
Yeah.
You remember the scene where Pandora gets skewered by all those things, and then she just doesn't.
Yeah, so like that kind
Yeah.
of same protection?
Yeah, it's like a nullification of any like. You see the way that she gets damaged, like skewered all
Yeah.
through by all of her sickles, and then it's just like a second later, it's like, oh, it didn't happen, and then
The power of
fades.
whatever
Yeah.
was used is used to then nullify the result of that, basically.
Do we know what the hair clip's made of? Could it be something from Pandora?
It could
We
be. I
have
mean,
the answers.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a.
So that's
It's
my
an interesting
We
speculation.
have the
thing, right?
answers.
Ah,
The
now I
gemstones
actually
on
want
the
to
necklace as
read.
well. Yeah,
Finally.
the gemstones on the necklace as well are interesting.
Yeah.
You're like, are those media? Are those like magical items?
Well, I also think it's interesting that while some of them seem to burn either to absorb a hit for her or to what looked like heal her towards the end, she almost destroyed one of them in order to sustain something she was already doing as well.
Yeah.
Like she was splitting the fire and then the rest of her necklace broke in order to like keep up with it. So she might have been
She might
like, almost
consciously
draining
use
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is
That
could
makes
be similar
sense.
to how like Betty uses the magic stones later.
Right, yeah. That's what I was thinking with the necklace itself. It's kind of like fragments of that. So, no, that gets into Arc 7, doesn't it?
Well, you don't
I mean,
know.
you don't know anything
No,
about
I don't
it.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, well now I feel like I'm cooking.
You'll have to
Yeah.
see.
Does so Priscilla knows about Al's ability, yes or no? Because I think we got somewhat of an answer in Arc 5 or nah.
So
She just
in
knows he's powerful.
Arc 3,
Yeah.
it is implied that Priscilla knows that both Al and Subaru are not from their world.
Earth, yeah.
Okay.
Like she
from Earth,
leads the conversation that way.
So she's aware of that, just like she seems to be aware of Anastasia,
I
but
mean,
doesn't know the extent.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah,
Even in the break time, we see her literally say that, yeah, to Al. So it's like she knows, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Well, She also said though that Al doesn't tell her everything. She doesn't trust him, but she
Right,
knows that she can
exactly.
rely on him when she needs to.
Does she have a divine protection similar to Krush, where she kind of knows some key things, like when the wind blows, knows they're not lying type thing, or lying?
Well,
Does she have
seems awfully
something?
confident.
Hmm?
She seems awfully confident in herself, so
Yeah.
maybe it has something to do with that.
Okay. Okay.
But there can't
Right.
be two divine protections at the exact same time, so keep that in
Yes.
mind.
Oh wait. So okay, hold up. Pause. So somebody can't have more than one divine protection except
No,
for regular or
There's only
Reinhardt.
one in the world. Yeah,
Except for Reinhard, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Fuck.
Well, we don't actually know that for certain,
But it's like a
Um,
kind of assumed.
but the
fact.
same divine protection with Reinhardt we'll just pretend he's an exception to the rules
Yeah, and there's
explicitly.
Mhm.
genetic exceptions that were blessed upon an
Hard
entire
to
race
answer
of
that.
people.
Like all
ground
the
dragons.
yeah,
Oh,
every
that's-
ground dragon has the same shared divine protection between
But
all of them.
that's like a
Mm.
racial blessing. That's not like that's a thing that happened
Like
to the
in
race.
D&D. Okay.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's like, oh, you have dark
Exactly.
vision, 40 feet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like that's sort of just how it is.
Okay.
But, like, it's also, I mean, pretty heavily implied here that the divine protection of the Sword Saint is a genetic one. Like, that
Right.
passes down.
It's hereditary at the very least.
hmm
Okay.
But like,
So she might have something. At least she's definitely has a super high level of intuition.
Mhm.
Yeah. She
one
is
thing you have to
intuitive as
realize
fuck.
is that, yeah, 100%. One thing you have to realize is that like the divine protection of the Sword Saint is a great example because you literally can't give multiple members it because one has to die before it's passed down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So that's the reason why you can kind of intuit that only one person can have it.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily have any examples proving or disproving that outside of Reinhardt, someone could have another divine protection.
Or if they do,
And-
it seems like they can only use one at
Yeah.
a time.
I feel like if that was the case, that would also itself be like an exceptional.
There's one character
Mm.
that I know who has it that isn't a spoiler to anybody. It's only just a fun little information because this character doesn't
Ooh.
even exist yet.
Who?
It's the prince from Gusteko has two of them, is what I've heard.
Oh, I think I actually have heard that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's an interesting thing. But yeah, it's an
So
exception.
high
basically.
possibility.
The Mad
Okay.
Prince?
Yeah, the Mad Prince. Yeah.
I mean, that checks out. You got to be some sort of wild in.
Do you imagine like he's got like a split personality or something, and that they each have their own divine protection?
I'm sure that's why he's called the Mad Prince.
Yeah,
I've thought
something
that for a
like
while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing.
Yes.
That I was thinking of. Well, we talked about the Flugel and raid thing, so I kind of know it
Mhm.
for a fact. Was it mentioned? Did she mention that in the web novel? I don't think she did.
No, she did not.
No,
that's
okay,
that's
so
the
they
original
purposely-
scene that they were talking about.
They,
yeah.
they are doing this on
Okay.
purpose. Yeah.
I like
It's a set of
that.
themes, right? It's good. It's good because these are important themes that they're setting up.
Well,
right?
especially for Arc 6. So you gotta
Right.
wonder, is this them hinting that Arc 6 will be
Yeah.
part of Season 3?
I think so.
I am
Yeah.
now one step lower on my ladder of confidence that they aren't adapting Arc 6.
because they're really setting
Oh,
up here.
that-
with
they are. That
Everything's
makes
set
it
up.
feel like
Names and
it's
the-
at least in their cards because they're
Yeah.
setting up that foreshadowing. Yeah.
Yeah, because they got
100%.
that. They got a couple other things. Corleones as well. Isn't that mentioned several times in Arc 6?
Yeah.
I feel like I read it a million times, but I don't remember where.
It's mentioned somewhere. We're in Arc 5 spoiler territory, so
Yeah.
we're not going to go too far.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
of course. Yes, Arc 5 only. That's right.
Yeah, but it's very interesting that these concepts are being kind of pushed through. Like you wouldn't, I realized just now, and it's very true. It's like you wouldn't do this arc if you aren't going to do the next arc. Is all
Yeah.
I'm going to say. Yeah.
Genuinely, it's not even it's an arc to get you somewhere, but it's not just it's not an arc to transport you. It is an important arc, but it is so important for Arc 6. That's true.
Yeah, it's important because of the events what it kind of establishes in the world, and also gives you a better understanding of the characters going forward,
Mhm.
which means that you're feeling like a sense of conclusive satisfaction
Mhm.
just by this one arc isn't enough, right? People, if if this arc came out and they're like, yeah, we're not going to do Arc 6 sometime, and then
Yeah.
it's like 2 years, 3 years pass, the hype will die down like really fast, right? So they have to be like, Arc 6
Pretty
will
quick.
come out winter 2026. and I'll be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, see, I don't think that that's unreasonable. I'm also just.
Because I have
I'm
a
still
feeling,
fairly confident it's not going to be season 3.
well, based on maybe not season, maybe it'll be a different season.
It would
Hello,
build
Liam
this
Jackson.
season 4
But
because it's
I
good for
have-
marketing.
Yeah, I have a feeling though that because they've already been talking about the fact that it took a year and a half to prepare the last episode, that this has already been done for a little while now. Like Arc 5 has already been set in
Look at
stone.
It looks like it's been done forever.
Yeah.
There's no
It's
no
beautiful.
animation errors.
It's been
no,
polished fully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
That's why I'm thinking Arc 6 could definitely be announced pretty quickly.
I think
Maybe even
as
earlier
well,
than Winter 2020.
that
Oh, no, that's
element
soon.
of foreshadowing being like an anime-only edition is really interesting to me because
Yeah.
of all of the arcs that they would be adding a lot of this stuff. That adding it here, there is purpose behind it, right?
Yeah, they've already
Well,
talked
yeah.
about the Watchtower. They've talked about the Sage. They've talked about Flugel. Did they even mention Shala? I think they did at one point already.
No, we found that that got
in-
name dropped in the interludes when we were doing the live reads last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think,
yes,
like,
that's what it was.
that conversation would have made sense, but I think this is the indication to me, guys, right? If you're scripting something in an anime, right,
Mhm.
you're thinking, are we going to get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Exactly.
reason why they cut that out from the anime and stuff like that, not only because it's probably not a light novel, but also because they're like, well, who knows how long it's going to take us to get there, or if we'll ever get to the Sage, right? So this level of foreshadowing doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
But now in this season, they're clearly willing to do so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in that case, that means that they're preparing to go ahead and work on Arc 6.
True. Now, Mickey,
See-
I might have mixed it up with the Arc 3 interlude. My bad.
Yeah. Season 1 and season 2, there is a difference in intent with the adaptation choices with season 3, right? In terms of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
It definitely feels like this one's not trying to wrap anything up in a pretty box. It's trying to get you to the next
Now,
step.
I'm firmly in the camp that Arc 6 will be season 4,
Mm.
personally. Or at least they're going to market it that way.
Yeah.
Well, so that's a translation thing. That's why Attack on Titan, the final season, is called the final season when it's
Final
2
season.
seasons in a
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Final season,
Final
final
part,
season
part.
again.
It's not like a marketing thing. What gets translated into English for the Western audiences as season 3, season 4 is this new production of it, which is why sometimes the shows will call it whatever show 2
Yeah, and
instead
that's
of
why,
season 2 or just continuing it like that.
and that's why, like for a lot of productions, like it's this production committee, right? Like the name of the show committee, kind of.
Yes. So whatever they got contracted to make as part of one, like we're going to hire the director, we're going to fund it, etc., is going to be considered season 3. I think this director fully intends to do Arc 6 as season 4.
100%.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if that has been like
In the cards,
set up exactly. Yes.
Okay.
I think it's like
but there's at least intent there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely a situation where he wants to do this.
And
Oh,
this director has done such a fucking phenomenal job.
Oh, 100%.
I'm loving his handling of the series so far.
I like the addition of making it a little more quirky, a little more comedic. It feels very much in line with ReZero the anime. Like, it
Also, just Super's narration is really funny sometimes. That didn't come
Yeah.
across in season
Yes.
1 at all.
like
Yeah.
it's he actually maintains his personality that we know and love from the get-go, which is like I think really charming and nice. Compared to like I know I've seen a lot of like people getting really upset about it online and stuff, but I think they've done a really good job, especially with like Liliana too. They actually made her likable. Who would have thought?
I think
Likeable. This is the episode that got
lovable.
me the most emotional of the entire season so far.
Yeah.
Which is
I think
crazy.
it's also the thing is right is the choice to not have as much inner monologue with Subaru in previous seasons. I think was actually a detrimental thing.
Yeah,
Even though
because he had some, but it wasn't like enough to get everything.
Yeah.
But granted, that was also working to keep his self-confidence issues hidden until episode 18.
that is true, but they to their credit I think they've acknowledged, okay, we need more of that internal monologue of Subaru shown every now and then because
Yeah.
there's only so much subtle for like storytelling you can do with facial expressions when it comes to this stuff without having like specific details.
Could you imagine they throw at us the very last episode of the season is them starting to go to the Watchtower and just ends with like the first time Subaru gets something. Sorry. I was reading the chat. I'm so sorry. Actually, just get into
I don't even know what you're saying. If they're leaving for the Watchtower, that's how Arc 5 ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they gotta stop the mansion first. I guess it would be too weird to have that.
Well, no, that's
that'd be too
in
weird.
Arc.
That's Arc 6.
That is Arc
but-
6. That's what I'm talking about. I was thinking for a second they might try to do that, but no, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
Like they're gonna end the season at literally the like actual beginning of Arc 6 to leave it as a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I don't think it's
Would they-
impossible that they could do a cliffhanger at the end of it that is like showing the Watchtower and
Yeah,
the
that's
person
exactly-
there like smiling.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
seeing somebody
true.
approach.
That is exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that'd be kinda cool.
I'm putting my cards down on that. That is exactly what they're gonna do.
Also, Andre, if they leave from Priscilla, that might actually be cool too. Because then
Well, no,
some people can
they-
join.
They have to pick someone up from
Yes,
the mansion.
Exactly.
Yeah, but she could just happen to come there instead. Save them the trip.
No, that no.
Just leave her behind.
No, I want the totally awkward conversation between Julius and Roswell concerning him trying to. I'm not even
Yes.
going to spoil what that is,
We're
but
not gonna spoil that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We've gotten
that's
to
a funny
Arc
thing
6.
I want to see. Anyway, we're getting a little bit too loose. So, any other parts of the episode we want
sorry.
to talk?
The last thing I want to mention here is it's really cool seeing a visualization of Sirius being able to snatch the kid out of the Shadow Realm.
Oh, yeah.
And
What is that?
Right.
being and that I assume being connected to Geese's and his followers, like shadow walking.
I mean, probably. We've also just seen that we can use like weird dimensional space. Like Beatrice has got a lot of experience in that.
Yeah. But that's the way I'm like headcanoning it currently. Like if like only off those visuals.
It could be like the chains could be a media as well that allow
Yeah,
like
that's
someone
true.
bound in them, because we didn't see her cut open the space to pull out
Yeah.
whatever her name is back in episode 2, where she suddenly has her and stops Amelia in her tracks.
It's pretty cool though.
There was a flash of flame like over that though. That was the point. You didn't get to see the actual
Right.
organics of it like happening.
I
But
appreciate
yeah,
it.
apart from that, I think we've covered basically everything before we get too
Mhm.
excited.
Yeah, sorry.
Priscilla with her hair down is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Last
Yes.
thing. That's
Yeah,
my
I
last point.
mean, Priscilla's gorgeous. Thank you.
Also, Liliana's
Thank
mum
you.
though.
Whew.
Yeah,
Hot
pretty
shit.
great.
And I like
Well-
also that our title card was very similar to the final one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Liliana Masquerado.
Yay.
It was peak.
Pete, thank you for letting us, especially me, just go off the deep end there for a few minutes.
It was Peem.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. We will see you this Saturday for Arc 4 Reads and next Wednesday for the next episode. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah,
all
next
right.
episode. I'm excited.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm so hyped.
Hype, hype.
Gonna be
Goodbye,
great.
everybody.